everybody, welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner of NoDQ on Rift. Hope you all had a good Halloween. I'm sure some of you are still feeling a little bit sick from all the candy, but it's now November. We got the next holiday season coming up, and I got to take down the decorations in the next day or so. But for now, we got your questions about the world of wrestling, so let's get right down to them. Hey Aaron, what did you think about Raw last night with the Muppets as well as John Cena defeating The Miz? Raw was really interesting. First of all, regarding the Muppets, it was really goofy, but I was entertained by it. Some of those segments reminded me of the Nitro back in 1998 when Rick Steiner was talking to Chucky from Child's Play, and I just thought at the time that was so stupid. And watching the segments on Raw, I like the Muppets, and I thought some of the segments were cute, like with Cody Rhodes bagging Kermit the Frog. It was cute and funny and whatever. I was fine with it. They do it once a year. It's not a big deal to me if it's just a one-time thing. I think the Muppets was one of those kind of situations where people either loved it or hated it. And actually, I think I was somewhere in the middle. I was entertained by it. I thought it was a little bit dumb at times, but it was fine. It was fine for what it was. Now, the actual problem I have with Raw this week was the ending. John Cena is supposed to be teaming with The Rock at Survivor Series because he needs The Rock's help. But then, on Raw at the end, Cena beats The Miz despite the outside interference from R-Truth, who was wearing one of the Scream's ghost-faced costumes. So Cena still beats The Miz even with R-Truth's interference, and then Cena lays out R-Truth with the attitude adjustment. I asked the question on Twitter and Facebook, why does John Cena, from a storyline perspective, why does John Cena need The Rock's help? We all know the real reason why he needs The Rock's help for the pay-per-view buy rate, but in terms of the storyline, Cena has already beaten both guys on his own. He seems to be just fine without The Rock's help. So what's the point of the match? It just makes absolutely no sense, and to be honest, I'm not really feeling Survivor Series much at this point. The Rock did his promo at the beginning, accepting the match, and I just thought it was not The Rock's best work here. And, part of it is just the script that he has to work with, but, I mean, the gray beard, for one thing, I wasn't really crazy about. Just makes him seem really dated, and the crowd reaction wasn't all that strong for The Rock. So, I mean, they still have the Boston Raw to, sell the pay-per-view and get people excited about Survivor Series. But right now, I'm just, I'm not really all that much into it. And also on Raw, we saw the Big Show defeat Alberto Del Rio. So now I'm really looking forward to Big Show challenging Del Rio for the title at Survivor Series. Oh, wait, that match isn't happening. Very weird booking on Raw. But like I said, with the Muppets, some of the stuff was entertaining. Overall, I give the show like a thumbs in the middle. It was an okay Raw. And now I got a question here. I just got it in a minute ago. What do you think about Evan Bourne being suspended? This news just came out right before I started recording here. Evan Bourne has been suspended for 30 days by WWE for a wellness policy violation. We don't know the cause yet, but, I'm not really all that surprised. Quite frankly, I think at least half of the guys on the WWE roster are probably on something they're not supposed to be on, and it's just a matter of getting caught or not. And, Bourne just got caught. So, yeah, he's going to take the 30 days off, and he'll be back. Where Air Boom goes from here, who knows? I mean, I guess they could have the titles change hands on SmackDown tonight, and by the time some of you watch this, the spoilers might already be out there. If it was me, I would put the tag team titles on Miz and R-Truth at the SmackDown tapings. I would. They need to do something with Miz and Truth because, like going back to earlier with Cena, I mean, the Miz and R-Truth have been booked so poorly. There's nobody's gonna believe that they have a chance against Rock and Cena at Survivor Series. It's just ridiculous. A good storyline, the Miz and R-Truth would be seen as really credible forces to go against Cena and R-Truth, and they're not. So whatever. With CM Punk's big role that he's been on, would it make sense for him to face Undertaker at WrestleMania? Was on a big role, I think is the key word there. But I mean, it would still be a great match, CM Punk and Undertaker. They had their feud a couple years ago, and Undertaker, it was pretty much one-sided. Undertaker dominated it, but Punk is his stock is rised a lot, has risen a lot. So yeah, I mean, it would be a good match for WrestleMania. Wouldn't be my top choice, but I still think those two could deliver a really good match at WrestleMania. Hey Aaron, the Muppets on Raw had to be one of the worst ideas they ever came up with. What were some bad ideas on Raw? The worst idea I ever thought WWE, among the worst, and I think I remember this so well because I was there live, was when the whole Denver debacle thing where they had to move Raw out of Denver and they had it at the Staples Center at the last minute, and they did that whole basketball thing, Lakers versus the Nuggets, and it was just so stupid. I didn't like that. That was one of the worst Raws that I can recall. Just a disaster of a show, in my opinion. I heard Cole sing 25th anniversary of Survivor Series on Raw last week, which is how they marketed WrestleMania 25. It doesn't make any sense to me that the 25th annual event is the 25th anniversary because the first ever event wouldn't have been the first anniversary. Thoughts? Yeah, I just find it funny that they made the... Oh my god. Craziness outside. But anyways, yeah, I just found it funny that they made the same mistake twice, and it's silly, but whatever. I mean, I'm sure some people don't even notice it, but for those that do, it's not like you're gonna skip the pay-per-view because they're inaccurate, but whatever. Hey Aaron, what TNA match was the best in your opinion? In my opinion, the AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Daniels, and Unbreakable was the best. I agree. That would be my number one TNA match of all time. A close second would have to be the match that I was at live at Turning Point 2004. It was the one and only time I've seen TNA live. It was America's Most Wanted against Christopher Daniels and Elix Skipper and the Six Sides of Steel. And Elix Skipper did that crazy catwalk off the cage. When we were watching that live, we were like, oh my god, this guy's going to die here. Something really bad's going to happen. And somehow he pulled it off. That was just a tremendous match. And, TNA did it right. They put those guys in the main event. They put the Randy Savage match in the semi-main event, which was definitely the right thing to do. And, yeah, that was one of TNA's better pay-per-views and definitely one of their best periods. People say, what was TNA's best era? I would say around that time, around 2005, when they actually were not on television, was one of their best periods. Do you think they will ever bring back the hardcore title? Well, they had the thing on WWE.com recently teasing the return of the hardcore title. In my opinion, I would not bring it back unless they were really going to do, some of the extreme hardcore matches and allow blood and use thumbtacks and tables. And if it's going to be a PG product, then they're best just keeping the hardcore title retired for the time being. That's just my opinion. There's already too many titles as it is. What are your thoughts on Survivor Series 2002? A really good Survivor Series, one of the best ones for sure. We had the Elimination Chamber with Shawn Michaels winning, just great moment right there, one of the all-time classic WWE moments. I also liked Scott Steiner's debut when it came out. Give me the fucking mic. Just one of the best debuts WWE ever did. Unfortunately, it all went downhill from there, but yeah, very memorable Survivor Series. I liked it a lot. Hey Aaron, love the video text no DQ&As. Anyways, here's my question. If you could book your dream one-on-one match, who would you pick? How would you draw out, build the storyline, and where would they face each other at? Well, my idea earlier this year, Sting versus Undertaker. I would have had Sting come back, make one appearance on Raw and say that, I'm going to do in one match, I'm going to make a bigger impact in one match than, any your average superstar could make an entire career, because I'm going to end the streak of The Undertaker. So Sting comes in for this one match, and it's a big one. He's coming in, he's going to try to end the streak, and you have Undertaker versus Sting, you induct Sting into the Hall of Fame. You do that match, and Undertaker wins, but they have a great match, and I just thought that that's how Sting's career, that would have been the perfect way to end it. Instead, he went back to TNA and did the Joker gimmick, and he's just gonna keep doing what he's doing. And yeah, I think he would have been a lot better off doing it the way I suggested. But what can you do? All right, that about does it for No DQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. You could submit a comment, youtube.com/NoDQCW. I'm going to be doing the text NoDQ&As as well as the videos from now on. So you could submit questions, formspring.me/AaronRift, and we'll see you next time.